So how feasible is the idea of holding simultaneous elections? Well, will this indeed help in cutting cost? Are there lessons to learn from other countries in the world on this issue? Let's take this one by one. Point number one is cost efficiency. There's a big debate on that. Over the past few years, the government has pitched for simultaneous polls to Lok Sabha and state assemblies, and here are some of the advantages of one poll. First of all, the government will spend less money. Estimates say that the 2019 Lok Sabha election alone cost nearly 50,000 crore rupees to the exchequer. Besides this, the Election Commission also incurs a heavy cost for conducting assembly elections in every state. If the Election Commission conducts polls simultaneously, the money spent on elections and logistics could significantly decrease. This could lead to significant savings of public funds. Point number two, the time available for non-electoral political work will increase. This is a crucial issue, one that Amit Shah has been pointing out for over a year now. The criticism against India's electoral system is that parties and politicians are always in election mode, something that the Prime Minister just spoke about. This leads to a situation where politics trumps policy making and other legislative activity. The third aspect that we are looking at is the impact of simultaneous polls on the money spent by parties. Studies suggest that one poll will reduce election funding by politicians as well. The fourth issue is crucial, and this is concerned with the deployment of security forces. Holding simultaneous polls will free up security agencies. Now, these security forces are constantly being deployed from state to state, from one election to another. Simultaneous polls will save them the bother. But there is criticism against the idea as well. One is centralization of Indian politics. This is a major fear. Holding national elections at the same time may lead to centralization of regional politics. Under the current system, people prioritize regional issues in a state poll and they look at national issues in a Lok Sabha election. And this works. So then why try to fix it? That is a common criticism. The second one is the debate on cost efficiency. Is it really cost efficient, one election? Soon after the government discussed the issue last year, the poll panel sought additional funds for simultaneous polls. They said that 2 sets of EVMs will be needed for each polling station, one for the Lok Sabha and one for the State Assembly. And the Election Commission had sought more than 4,500 crore rupees to procure the ballot units, control units and VVPATs alone. You could say this is a one-time cost, but it is expenditure nonetheless. 3. The idea of simultaneous polls cannot be implemented under the existing constitutional framework. According to the Constitution of India, the term of the Lok Sabha and the Assembly is fixed for 5 years. Any attempt to prolong or curtail the life of a Lok Sabha or an Assembly is a constitutional violation. There are other constitutional hurdles as well. Clearly, it's a complex matter with pros and cons. Let's then turn to the world for inspiration. How do they do it? There are many countries which have one nation, one election system. Sweden, South Africa, Indonesia, Belgium, these are some of them. The list also includes the Philippines, Brazil, Bolivia, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and many others. In Sweden, for instance, the national legislative body is known as the Riksdag. The elections to county councils, municipal assemblies are all held together once every 5 years. In Belgium, one can vote in 5 different types of elections in one go, but elections for the federal parliament are held coinciding with European elections. In South Africa, elections are held for National Assembly, provincial legislature and municipal councils in a 5-year cycle. The rules are different for both the polls, but the key point to note here is that all these elections are held simultaneously. Indonesia held the joint presidential and legislative polls together concurrently this year. So it's not like this cannot be done or hasn't been done. The constitution also is not set in stone. India has amended it in the past. It can be done again if there is political will and support, and that's a big if.